All right, check 1, 2, 3. We should be live. Hello, welcome everybody.
My bad.
We are live. Hey, look, the mics are working. Thank you for testing that.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I am Devin. Welcome to my pub. This here is Fast. He goes by Fast Action 9. You can check out all of his information in the description down below. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been a while. We've been talking about doing this
Right.
for about two or three months now. And
Way too long.
yeah, I'm glad that we finally had the time to meet and talk.
Yeah, absolutely. So, why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself? You've been streaming a little bit on and off, doing that, switching over from Twitch to Kick. We've been We'll probably talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, he said my name is Fast. I've been gaming and streaming for, almost 8-9 years now. Mainly play Call of Duty now. I am a sim racer as well. I stream. And make YouTube videos at the same time, but I've kind of taken a back seat because of my job.
Happens. Real life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Summertime is always the busy part for
Yeah.
my job. I do refrigeration, so it's summer's my feels worse enemy. So,
Sure.
but yeah, I look forward to talking with you. So,
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here. I love just getting different people, getting just different points of view and just different people to talk to and learn from. It's always a good time. So awesome.
Cool.
Well, did you have fun on the 4th?
I
do
actually
anything fun?
didn't do anything on the 4th.
Oh.
I was on call the next day, so
yeah.
I decided
That'll
we had the day off, so decided
good, at
just to relax and
Yeah.
didn't really do a whole lot. Watched a couple movies and I sat outside and watched the neighbors, little kids and stuff like that. But other than that, I really didn't do anything. You know, all my parents didn't really do anything. Friends were all either out of town or stuff like that. So I really didn't do anything at all.
Yeah. That's about what we did. There's fireworks are legal here in our town, so we literally went out and sat in the driveway and just had shows all around us. It was pretty crazy. So
Yeah, they were shooting off fireworks in my neighborhood till like 3-4 a.m.
Oh, luckily
So-
everybody they're pretty good here. The like law or the rule or whatever is to be done by 11, and
Right.
and 11 o'clock it got pretty quiet. Every once in a while you'd hear a couple pops or something, but it got pretty quiet pretty quick around here.
I think Lee Summit's right on 11 too.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also they don't care
Yeah.
out there, so it's like they shot. There's a guy. Well, also too, the storm rolled in too right after.
Oh,
they,
yeah,
So like,
right.
maybe they quit fireworks around like 2 a.m. and then the storm rolled in, and it felt like they were shooting off fireworks till 4, but it was actually
Right.
a storm.
Yeah,
So,
that could have been too. It did
Um,
get pretty crazy.
yeah, so I got about 4 hours of sleep that night. I was on call the next night till I worked till about 5:15 in the morning, and then was up at noon back to work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Well, now you can relax. You're here.
yeah. Had my first beer in a month, so
Good.
cheers.
All right. Cheers. Hopefully, if you're old enough and you appreciate having a drink, you are having a drink too, because it's Saturday night.
Yes, it is.
We originally started this stream on Friday nights, and I actually really liked it. I thought it worked really well. But then a couple of friends signed up for a sand volleyball league in the spring, and it was on Friday nights. So we switched over to Saturday nights doing the stream. And so I assumed when that was over, I was going to switch back to Friday nights, but it just kind of happened where we've kept streaming on Saturday nights, and I just ran a poll on my YouTube channel, and there wasn't a ton of votes, but the votes were for majority of keep it on Saturday night. So I was like, okay, I honestly thought that Friday worked better. What I did notice is I'm pretty sure that more people show up earlier on Friday nights, and they show up later on Saturdays. So we need to keep. One thing I've learned is we need to keep everything super high level here for the first like half hour, 45 minutes, because everybody's gonna show up at like 8:45, and then we just need to repeat everything that we did before. So
Sounds about like my streams as well.
yeah.
Pretty dead the first hour and a half, and then
Yeah. So I don't know if I should, if I started an hour later, if I started at 9, if it would be the same thing, like nobody'd show up until 9:45, or if everybody would just be waiting in the stream by the time I started. I have no idea.
something to think about.
Yeah, but here we are. It's Saturday night. It's 8 o'clock, so we're streaming, and who knows? Who knows? I'm sure people will show up.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
There's-
Clout is here.
What's up, Clout?
Just taking care of the kids. Good, you do that. You should do that because you have kids and you're responsible for them. So,
Something I don't have.
I hope you guys are having a good time. What are we drinking on? Oh, I have Breckenridge's Nitro Irish Stout. So it's basically Guinness, but made it in Colorado.
And I have the Yingling traditional lager. First time ever having this style. I've had Yingling Lights, the green bottles, I think. First time having this one. And it's okay. Tastes like every
Yeah.
other light beer I've ever drank, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
It's beer.
I'm not a beer drinker, so I mean, I can handle it. So
All right. Cool.
Man.
Well, let me see. Let me see what was on my checklist. All right. They both sound good. You're still. Oh yeah. So that Joko juice that I did have on tap is gone. We finished that like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I still have yet to go get something new.
where do you get your kegs from?
Just about any liquor store.
They sell kegs like that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the small ones, small liquor stores, like they can get them, they just choose not to. So if you go down to like Lucas Liquors down on like Metcalf and 119th is like the biggest liquor store you've ever seen, but they just carry a bunch on hand. But most a lot of, especially the bigger ones, like if you just call them, they'll have a few on hand, but you just say like, hey, can you get this? And they'll be like, yep, sure, it'll be here in a week.
Wow.
They just put in an order and it'll get there. Hello, Nick.
What's up, Nick?
How's it going? These are not mini kegs. We don't do that here.
Full-size kegs.
Yeah, that Joko juice was fan.
What is it? It's light beer? Or?
It was an IPA, but it tasted like an IPA split, like cut half and half with orange juice. Like
I have to try it.
it was an orange juice beer. Like it's so good.
Huh.
It was just
I have to give that a shot.
yeah.
Always trying to find. I gotta get off the hard alcohol, but it's so easy to mix stuff, man.
Yeah.
Make the non-good tasting stuff taste good, you know?
Right. All right. Hey, we got Jonathan in the chat as well. Welcome.
Welcome in, everybody.
How's it
Good to see y'all.
going? Tastes similar to Tank 7. No. It's Joko juice tastes nothing like Tank 7.
What if I told you never had Tank 7 either?
Oh, man. I mean, if you're not a beer person, like, that's probably fine.
Yeah. Okay,
'Cause
good.
it's definitely not like that's not the beer that you're gonna be like, drink this and oh man, I'm a beer person now. Like it's not.
Fair enough.
It's another like IPA. It's not a non-beer drinkers. It is Saturday. Weekend's here. Absolutely. Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday, Jonathan. I appreciate you spending a little bit of it with us.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone being here.
Been like a month since you had it. Yeah, right? It's been a while. No, the Joko Juice, Nick, was the orange juice beer. You are too young to have a beer. 2 years left. Yes. Then you should not be having a beer tonight. Do not listen to me when I say have a beer.
I guess in Missouri, some friends were telling me that as long as at 16, as long as you're at home with a parent, you're allowed to have a beer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
But other than that, you can't.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, like, if you're staying at home and your parents give it to you anyways, like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird situation anyways, but.
I mean, let's be honest. We were all a little having fun at 18 years old or 20 years old. You know, we weren't.
Yep. We were all young once.
College was fun.
Yeah. Man.
That went first semester.
Right. Oh, for me it was second semester. It was not great.
I was I went to. You know where Harrison, Arkansas is?
I do not.
It's, you know where Branson is, Missouri?
I do know where Branson.
It's about 30 minutes south of Branson.
Okay.
And there's a little community college down there.
Okay.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
And there was no dorms. We all had apartments.
Wow. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
a community college,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But I guess Arkansas has a law that any small college like that cannot have dorms. They don't want it competing with Arkansas
big.
and the big
Yeah.
D1 schools.
Sure.
But I was there for a semester, and it seemed like beer was always in my house, no matter.
Yeah.
We were all 18, 19 years old, and somehow
Yeah.
they kept coming. So
Yeah.
I never bought it, but someone did.
Oh yeah, right. That's how it happens in college. Thoughts on Threads? I'm assuming you mean the Instagram Threads. Have you signed up for Threads yet?
I never heard of it. I'm. What's it?
Cool. I missed that while I was walking downstairs. Oh, probably just beer when you're
What's
at
cool?
college. That's probably what's cool. So Instagram released their Twitter competitor. They called it Threads.
Oh yeah, okay,
That one.
yeah, I've heard that.
That one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yep. That Twitter's suing them for.
Yeah, of course.
Suing Meta. Yeah.
Yeah, for
okay.
sure,
Yep.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think it's a little bit weird. Everybody's talking about one of the reasons that it's been so successful so far is because you sign up with your like Instagram account, right? So if you just you say like yes, you log in with Instagram, and then you're already everybody that you were following on Instagram, you're already following on Threads.
Really?
Yeah, so that's one. Or I think you can choose, but like, I don't know why you wouldn't
Right.
just follow those people for the most part. I don't know.
Unless you're like me, you want to keep everything separate like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Different reasons, right? But
I haven't signed up for it yet. Have
Yeah.
you?
oh yeah. I mean, it's literally you go into Instagram and like you push the button and download
Oh, okay.
Threads, and it's it's there.
You know what's weird? Didn't Instagram push out like a notification thing? You open Instagram and it's like, hey, download this.
Probably.
Did they ever do that? It never showed up for me.
I have no idea. I don't know. I signed up, or I went and like downloaded the app as soon as I saw that it was available. I didn't get
okay.
any notifications or
And I'm
anything. but
behind.
It's weird. So it's definitely successful because of that. So far, like they've had tens and tens of millions of people sign up for it already, which makes it ridiculously successful as a
Right.
social network. But it's weird to me because it's tied so heavily to Instagram that like I don't know why they didn't just put it inside of Instagram. Like it's a separate app, which is I don't know, kind of weird to me. Like when TikTok came out, they didn't release Reels as a separate app. They just released Reels inside of Instagram.
Right.
So like why did they release Threads as a separate app? Like it makes more sense to me to try to keep people inside the app that they already have.
Well, if it's made by
I
the
don't
same
know.
people, then it shouldn't really matter. Because doesn't Facebook own Instagram as
yeah.
well?
Oh yeah.
So
I mean technically Meta is the parent company that
Right.
owns Facebook, owns Instagram. They now
Well,
own
it's all
Threads
owned by
too.
Zuckerberg,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's all
So-
owned by the same company.
if that's the case, then what's keeping people when they want to integrate everything over to Facebook? Because that was the first one.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why they wanted to keep at least like Instagram separate from Facebook when they first bought it was because Facebook has such a terrible reputation at this point. Like, it's for old people, right? Like, it's for, it's
Instagram's getting that way too.
well, I know. Yeah. I mean, that's how all of them are going to go, right? But sorry, there's been so much going on in chat. Nick just popped his chocolate cherry imperial stout. I will take a little bit of that. You're supposed to be over here when you do that, Nick. What are you, so you can share.
Threads,
Threads,
you better bring that to 94.
Clout doesn't know if it'll be worth it. Yeah, it'll be interesting. People who signed up also transfer to Threads. Yeah, hard to compete with TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Threads doesn't allow GIFs. Yeah, that's the other thing that...
Really?
Well, it's not that they don't allow it. It's just that they haven't built the functionality yet.
Okay, my question is, how is Threads TOS compared to Twitter's? Because there's stuff on Twitter.
So far, it's a copy and paste of Instagram. So
Okay.
I don't know what all details that look like, but
So it's not going to be a what site, pretty
No.
much. Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah.
I'm tired of opening it up and seeing that on my...
Elon's fired crew got picked up. Yeah, right. You can do the video memes. Yeah, it's so weird because you can upload pictures and videos, but you can't do GIFs yet. Which is strange, but
No
yeah.
hashtags either? What?
Yeah, so they just don't work. Like, you can do a hashtag a word, but it doesn't, you can't click it or anything.
Wow.
So again, I think it's just at this point it's just they saw just how quickly downhill Twitter has been going recently, and it was so a lot of people were saying because of the Elon said, "Oh, no, here's the rate limit." Whatever. So then Zuckerberg was like, "Oh, this is our chance. Let's go. Just hit the launch button. It doesn't matter if it's ready or not. Just hit go." So I think,
I mean, that's kind of smart on Zuckerberg, or Zuck, if you really think about it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Right.
How
many millions and millions of people opened up Threads because they're so mad at Twitter right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It makes sense.
So when it comes the whole Twitter stuff, I'm not really down that rabbit hole. So it's just another thing I have to work with, and I don't. For a while, and then they post on Twitter. So now it's it feels the same app to me. It still feels the same. So
right.
There's no drastic drastic changes.
And that was the other thing I was looking at when this rate limit thing happened. I was like, we were just talking about how downhill Twitter was going, and I looked back at my previous tweets, and everybody was talking about never coming back to Twitter and this and that back in October, November of last year, and I'm like,
but they're still here tweeting.
Yeah. It's not going
They said about
anywhere,
everything.
right?
They said that in 2016. People said it in 2020.
Right? Twitter's not going anywhere.
And, people talk a lot when they're upset, but they never follow through.
Right. Yeah. So it's I think Threads is it's interesting right now. I'm excited to see how it just progresses. Just because I find this stuff interesting.
Right.
I don't know if I'm going to be using Threads at all.
But here's the thing, though. Do you think in about 5 years, you can topple the juggernaut called Twitter? Or... Because Twitter, even though it's falling apart now, it's not going to stay that way forever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, could it easily be just as big and active as Twitter is? Probably. Do I think that Twitter is going away? No. Again, unless, because here's the thing. We were talking. I don't know. I don't remember if we were talking about. I know we talked about Twitter a bunch last week, but I really do believe that Elon knows what he's doing.
Right.
It's really just, I think Twitter by itself is super interesting to watch right now because most companies that are that big work in such long timelines. They're like, hey, we want to do this really, 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 really small change. Okay, have it go to approvals. Okay, then it has to go to the board. The board doesn't meet until next month. Okay, so we wait for that, and then it has to go through legal, and then it has to go through this, and then we do this, and then we figure it. Then it goes to marketing, and they figure out when the best time to launch this new thing is, and it's tweaking one little thing, right?
Right.
But Elon's just nah, we're big enough. Nobody's leaving, right? Just do it. See what happens. Let's just run it live. and see and experiment.
Yeah.
Because he knows that like Twitter's not going anywhere.
Right.
So I think it's a really interesting experiment for him to just be doing everything live. And honestly, I think that some really, really good things can come because of that.
Right.
Like, again, I don't know how legitimate or real this is, but he said that the reason he did the rate limiting stuff was because of all the bots and all of the terrible, not terrible,
Right.
like all the malicious actors that are trying to do all this stuff. He's like, by just instantly doing that without any warning or notice, he's like, if we would have told you guys a week ago that like, hey, in a week we're going to rate limit so we can stop all these bots from doing a bunch of stuff and we can see which accounts are trying to, do this.
Right.
If we would have told you that a week ago, everybody that runs these bots and all of these malicious people would have just figured out ways around it or changed what they were doing. So he said that like, oh, we just did it so that we could catch all these people, right?
Right. Which I don't see a bad thing in that.
Yeah. So again, if that's accurate, I don't know if that's like legitimate, if that's real or not. But if it is, like, super smart. There's nobody else in the world that would have done something like that with a company as big as Twitter.
I mean, we're talking about one of the smartest and richest people in the world here, and Elon. I mean, he has his own rocket company, for God's sake. So I think Twitter, a lot of decisions, in my opinion, Twitter, yes, there's a lot of stuff people don't like about it.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. People like Twitter how it was before Elon bought it.
Yeah.
I personally was not one of them. I thought it needed to change beforehand. But now I feel like does it still suck? Yeah. I mean, all social media platforms suck, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But
right.
I think it's in better hands than whoever had it before. I think they allow more. I'm more of a freedom of speech guy. Yeah. I don't care what you want to say. You have a right to say it, I feel like every platform should have that right as long as it's not, hate speech or whatever.
Yeah.
So I like free-flowing ideas, free-form conversations. I think Elon's promoting that. Yeah. So I just feel Twitter's in better hands now. Even though people don't like the direction it's going in. Yeah. I think in the long run, it'll turn itself around and be better than what it was 2 years ago.
I was gonna say I agree. I think it has at least the potential to do that. Yeah. Whether it does it or not, I don't know. Because I think, like I was saying, Elon is a really interesting person, and I think that he has the potential to do that. He has the potential to make this the most successful social media platform ever. I also think he has the potential to just pull the plug and just it could be gone tomorrow. Like literally, not that anything is messing up. Like he could just say, you know what, I think I'm done.
Yep.
And just pull the he also has the potential to do that, I feel, and that's like a real thing that could happen, I feel. So yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I keep not paying attention to chat. You guessed make the app separate from Instagram, even though they integrate Reels into Instagram, is probably because Zuck wants to compete with Elon. Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems weird to me. Like,
I hope that boxing match happens.
Oh my gosh,
that'd be funny.
Just sounds so weird. All of it. It's not a complete replay. Threads doesn't have ads yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Zuckerberg said something about he was waiting till like 1 billion users to put in any sort of monetization or something like that. I don't know. I think I saw a headline that said something like that. So I don't know anything more than that. Don't remind you of your day job. Elon always use the fail fast method. Yep. Absolutely. Jonathan's putting us on lists by talking about typing all the keywords. That's fine. We're already on enough lists, I feel. That's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I think it's interesting just to watch. I think we've gotten to such a weird point in the like the internet age, right? Like the internet just keeps evolving, and it's so I feel like every time that there's changes like this, like we're on the edge of history right now.
Right.
And I know that might sound really like dramatic, but think about the internet like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like when these social platforms just didn't exist, right? Like the internet was a completely different place. And now we look at companies like Twitter and and Facebook and Instagram, like these are, they're mainstays. Nothing can happen to Twitter, right?
Right.
And we clearly see right now that, yep, things can happen to Twitter. Like, can you imagine if he just literally pulled the plug? He walked down to a data center and like pulled a plug and was like, "Nah, I don't want to do Twitter anymore."
Esports would die. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
right
I mean, just think of the implications.
I think honestly, if Facebook, I think would be fine if it decided to shut doors. Facebook would be. Everyone would be fine with Facebook. Instagram.
No, the thing is so many people use Facebook still, and I hate it. But like, I can't deactivate my Facebook account because of some of the things that it offers. So like the Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Will there be other marketplaces? Sure. Is Facebook the best right now? Yes.
Way better than Craigslist.
It is. Like,
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace is the best. Nowhere, no other website has like a groups and event system as good as Facebook's right now. Could something very easily probably be built into... I mean, Discord's close, probably.
Yeah.
But does anywhere have that? No other website has as good, and part of the being as good is that people are there again, right?
Right.
Like, sure, maybe like meetup.com is very similar in having events and having groups and stuff, but nobody uses it, right? So
Right.
it's like, it's hard to say that that's the same. But then, but because so many people are there already, like Nick can test to, if we didn't like advertise on Facebook for Casey Game On, like we wouldn't get half the people that that come to our events. For some reason,
Yeah.
after trying different platforms for advertising and stuff, Facebook is still the one that the most people come from.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So, sorry. I agree. I would be fine if like Facebook just somebody pulled the plug on Facebook.
But yeah,
But
yes.
but those couple things.
Yeah. But when it comes to like Twitter and stuff too, like esports is ran through Twitter. I mean, I wouldn't know. Hey, for example, the Pioneers Call of Duty land coming up in 2
Yeah.
weeks. Like, I wouldn't know that would have been a thing
Right.
if it wasn't on Twitter that day.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think with Twitter, if it pulled the plug tomorrow, a lot of stuff would go haywire. Like esports
Absolutely.
would probably, there's no
Yeah.
way for esports
Well-
to be able to communicate with each other. There'd be
Yeah.
no way for politics, conversations,
Yeah.
and everyone not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the same thing. Like, I get probably 75%, if not more, of like my news from Twitter.
Yeah.
So like, I would have to figure out a new way to do that. Is it possible? Sure, but man, I've got it streamlined and figured out now,
Yeah.
right?
you know what app I think will be worse than Twitter if it goes under? TikTok.
Why do you think that?
Because if you look at everyone's attention spans these days, right?
Yeah.
And everyone and their, I know pretty much every one of my friends, maybe except one or two of them, that have a TikTok,
Yeah.
and they sit there aimlessly and scroll
Yeah.
and scroll
But-
and scroll. At the same time, like I there for a while I was the same thing, sit there and aimlessly scroll.
Yeah.
But now I'm like branched away from it. I'm like, it's a zombie app.
Oh, absolutely.
And-
And that's why I think like we would be okay if it just went away.
Yeah.
Because I feel like 99% of stuff on there is entertainment based.
Mhm.
Even the educational stuff on there,
Yeah.
it's still entertainment focused. Like, the reason I find that, like, I watched that educational video is because they did it in an entertaining way, right?
Right.
Like, oh, you told me about how submarines just explode when they go underwater, like, and you educated me on why that happens, but you did it in a really funny way. Like, that's
Right.
why I watched the video, right? It's not because I necessarily wanted to know that. It was because it
Right.
was funny. I don't know.
It just, I think if TikTok goes, a lot of people are going to be a lot more upset than if Twitter goes, in my
I mean,
opinion.
that's probably true. People would be more upset, but I feel like at the end of the day, everybody'd be like, okay, it's fine though. Like, we'll just you know, go on and doom scroll on a different app. You trying to get all the Casey Go stuff on TikTok. Yeah, and I keep saying I don't want to focus so much on TikTok because I'm not aware of a really good way to like localize TikTok yet, at least on like Facebook and Twitter to
It's
a
all in the
sense.
hashtags.
Yeah, I mean, you can like for the most part, what we've done on Twitter is literally just you can search Twitter by location. You can search. So most of the time, how I find people on Twitter, at least for the Casey Game On account, is I'll do a search for like gaming or Call of Duty or Twitch or whatever. I'll do a search for that term, and then not hashtag, but even just do a geolocation for Kansas City,
Right.
and then all the people talking about Call of Duty in Kansas City show up,
Right.
and then I just go and follow and interact with a bunch of those people. So like even Twitter, like we're able to keep that very like location based, but I haven't been able to figure out how to necessarily do that on TikTok. Again, unless you
I think
do
it's
a
just-
search for Kansas City, but
Well, even there, I think it's also on TikTok too. It's all in the hashtags. Like it's like
Yeah.
hashtag Kansas City or
Sure.
hashtag. Then it shows the people for Kansas City.
yeah,
But yeah, TikTok is still, it's newer. There's still a lot of
Yeah.
quirks I'm still learning about it.
yeah.
But I see Jonathan there talking about Facebook dating, and I'm on it. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm on it, and I can
Oh,
tell
it's a
you
thing?
it's a thing.
Oh, I did
Yeah,
not
it's
know
actually
that.
it's called Match. I think it's actually integrated in the app.
Like Match.com. Did they
No,
buy
it's-
Match?
It's
just- It's something different.
it's actually integrated in
They
the
built
app.
it.
Like it's in
Oh.
the toolbar at the bottom. What do they call it? I'm gonna see date. They call it just dating.
Deep into.
It's literally just called dating. That's what it looks like.
Huh. Oh, it's just.
It's
like
basically just like
Tinder,
Tinder and Bumble
but
and all them.
Facebook.
And
I mean,
it's not good. I can tell you that.
yeah.
I get a lot of people that either they like me on it, but they're, say for example, I matched with someone and she's from all the way out in Tennessee.
Oh, well, that's.
It's
helpful.
like, why my location range is set for 20 miles. I'm like,
Yeah.
How did you?
Why did that work?
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
the Facebook
I-
dating app is not
I
good right now.
bet.
Any
it-
dating app is not good.
Right. Yeah. I bet you though, if you looked at Facebook's dating like demographic information, I bet you the majority of those people are like 30 plus.
Mid 20s, 30 plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my
I would
age,
bet.
my people around my age, I think, are kind of the last people on,
Yeah.
because I mean, my sister has
Yeah.
one. She's younger than me, but
Yeah.
I don't think hardly any of her friends are on it. I think she mainly
Yeah.
has her family and
Yeah. Right.
some like
Or
my
yeah,
friends.
if
or,
they if people much younger than us have a Facebook, yeah, it's
It's a little-
probably so
yeah.
they can connect with family and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't even know that existed.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad it does. To be honest, that it kind of makes me happy. Like, I feel like that is a thing. I don't even know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's hard to cut people on it. It's not as like, it gives off Tinder vibes pretty
Oh, yeah.
hard.
I'm sure.
There's not a lot of bots on it. It's like Tinder.
Yeah.
There's I don't know how PG the stream is, but
PG-13
okay.
for sure.
There's
I
a lot
mean,
of the hookup culture is very
Oh,
prevalent on
I'm sure.
on Facebook too. Same thing with Tinder.
Again, I've never. I feel very lucky that I've never had to use a dating app. I met my future wife in 2009 and we
Before
never
everything.
before all of that existed. So I feel very lucky that I never had to do that, but I'm sure that it is
It's so bad.
I'm
It's
sure
so
it's
bad.
just a pain, right?
The dating scene just is so bad.
Yeah.
But
I feel bad for anybody that has to do that, and
I feel bad for the next generation coming up.
yeah,
It's just gonna get worse.
I know,
It's not
right?
gonna get better.
I think about like my kids, and I'm like, man, I feel bad for them. This is probably the first, and I mean, I'm sure that our parents feel the same way though. They're probably like, oh, I feel so bad for our kids.
Oh yeah, my mom. I was with my mom this afternoon, and she said she feels
Yeah,
like, how is it fair for us?
yeah.
Because in case it goes speed dating,
Oh my
I'd like to
God.
see how that works.
I mean, no, I don't know. I feel like that's a bad idea, but
I think so too.
I mean,
But- Maybe.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that would go. I don't know if I like that idea.
Yeah. I had to see the list of people before I get in there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could see it like. I could see, hey, like we're a bunch of gamers, right?
Right.
Find some other gamers to hang out with and go on a date with, right? Like, and but then you have to, if you don't mesh with somebody, you have to spend the rest of the LAN with them, like.
Not
If
necessarily.
you're talking about at the LAN, no,
Right.
yeah, but like they're gonna be there. Like,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
hey, like, I had a really good time with that person, but they did not have a good time with me.
Right.
Now we're stuck at the LAN together.
And hopefully we're on different MVP rooms. There
Right.
you go. On opposite sides of the building.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I could see if anything, that would have to be one of those like.
Mini games.
Like
things.
yeah, like general admission during the middle of the day, just very far removed from the LAN, like in the
Yeah.
theater, and just all right, anybody that wants to play, and have to be something that is advertised so that we get people like outside of the LAN coming.
We're gonna
in,
need
too.
a lot more females that were
That
there.
is also true.
So
Well, and then yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, because then you'd also have to like, are we only doing specifically like guy-girl matching, or if somebody has different preferences, are we like? Then that just gets into a whole nother mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. It's a bad idea.
bad idea.
Bad idea. No.
Nick, if
Yeah.
you can figure out how you want it, fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that idea
Yeah.
anymore. Man. Oh, yeah, that's
That's
I keep,
interesting.
like-
I'm
I
running
keep-
through my head too
I know,
on what
right?
it would
I
look
keep
like.
trying to think about it, like, oh, but maybe if we did it this way, nah, probably wouldn't work. Like, I keep trying to think about it
Yeah,
because I feel like that would be a really good way to like
maybe
bring
an
in-
icebreaker game.
Yeah, right. Bring
Yeah.
in new people. That might actually not be a terrible idea.
maybe not
it's
date.
A
Maybe not dating,
silent
but
date thing. I don't even know what that means. What is
I
a
don't even-
silent
I've
date?
never heard of that at all.
Like,
I love Ice Nine Kills.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to see them live.
They sound. I don't. To be honest, I don't know if I've listened to a ton of their stuff, but they
Plug
sound
the stuff in the app.
very.
After the event, send out the info. Then why didn't you just put it on like? Then you're basically just doing Tinder and stuff, right? At that point,
I don't know.
you have to elaborate
mean-
on that.
Maybe I'm reading this wrong, but I could see something like that where if you're coming to the LAN, like part of the sign up process is do you want to be matched with a duo for the LAN? And then you put in your preferences, and if somebody matches those preferences, then you like get sent each other's like Discord information.
What happens if you meet people like I was in like MVP room with Distortion and boyfriend girlfriend? Right
Oh
next to each
yeah,
other.
I mean you'd have to like check the box like yes, I want to participate in the like duo matching program or whatever. But again, that just makes it sound kind of weird too.
I mean, I think that could probably work.
It could. Man.
It's handpick. Here you go. I only can imagine without Elite 2 though.
Yeah.
That might lead to a lot of catfishing.
Yeah, we don't even need to think about that either. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I don't think we should do that. Maybe we do something like that. Maybe we do something like that outside of the LAN. Think about this. Like, let's do it. Let's just say we're going to run a Casey game on
Co-ed tournament.
dating, whatever. Yeah, like, and maybe that's how we do it. We do like, it's some 2v2 tournament or something.
Yeah, it's a B2 gunfight or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
have you fill out a sheet.
No, it'd have to be like a trio of games. So you'd have to do like 2v2 Call of Duty, 2v2
duos Fortnite or
Call of
Apex.
Duty or Fall Guys, and 2v2 like just a bunch of different games. Like and then
Right.
like Forza Race or something. Like it has to be a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I mean that could probably work.
Yeah, and then everybody just puts in their information, and then if you get matched with somebody, you're in the tournament, and then just provide basically the LAN as, hey,
Right.
if you feel like you clicked with your duo, like here's a safe meeting place, right? Like
Right.
come play games, meet each other at the LAN,
Right.
so you don't have to like figure all that out.
All right, that might work. Like, yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, if we do that, then the next logical step is Nick needs to get his minister's license so we can do a wedding. We've talked about doing weddings at the LAN party already.
Oh Lord.
So that would
That's
be the
funny.
next logical step. So Nick, you better get your license.
I think you can get ordained pretty easily in Missouri.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it's
go on
not-
the website,
not too
file
too
it.
difficult.
My mom's ordained.
Oh yeah. Nice. I know a couple different people that are just ordained. That I'm sure it wasn't too difficult to do that,
Yeah.
but oh man. All right. See how this kind of just gets off topic? As soon as we've got chat going, like we just figure out some things to talk about.
I'm not sure I want that responsibility.
I'm just saying,
I don't blame you.
if we're doing anything dating related, that is the next logical step. So the second you want to talk about dating, you need to start figuring
There's-
out how to go about
I'm
that.
sure there's couples out there that would love to get married at gaming
Absolutely.
events. I mean,
Is-
there's people that get married at
Right?
NASCAR races
Absolutely,
for crying out
right?
loud. So
Especially now when we have access to a venue like PlexPod that actually hosts legitimate weddings.
Yeah.
Like that's what they do, for events like outside of our events, right?
Yeah.
Is like weddings. That theater is perfect for a wedding, and then there's plenty of space for I mean, technically if we have the LAN party, we just have to, I don't know, do a reception either in the theater or just
downstairs,
clear out a bunch of-
GA room.
yeah.
Big.
There is another gymnasium, I think, even down farther.
Farther?
yeah,
Damn.
I-
Actually, yeah. I think yeah.
I think there is. All right. Either way.
It could work.
Yep. Oh man, let's see. What else do I got on the list here? So we kind of went through Twitter and Threads. Any last comments on Twitter and or Threads?
If both of them can work together, I think it'd be great. If they both go into civil war with each other, it's going to go in badly for both of them. That's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah.
If they can coexist and work together,
Yeah.
then they'll prop both of them up. But that's not going to happen. Zuckerberg
Yeah.
and Elon hate each other. So
I was gonna say, to be completely honest, I mean there have obviously been like Twitter clones before, but none of them have been successful. So this might be interesting.
Yep. We'll see how this lawsuit goes.
Yeah, yeah. I bet you that there's nothing.
It's probably nothing.
There's no. I bet there's no ground. It's like, yes, Elon called every single lawyer that he knows, but they're all gonna be like, yeah, no, you fired him. Like, there's nothing you can do about this. The second gym isn't a gym. It's split into several things now. Okay, well, either way, that's not probably going to be 94, so we've got time. Oh, picture room. Dude, that's what we need to do. Okay.
Or have the wedding up top on the balcony.
There you go. We'll have to figure out. See, we'd have to do like a summertime event to be able to really plan on doing that.
October ain't that cold.
No, well, it has the possibility though. We're doing it end of October, right?
Okay.
So like it has possibility to be it could be 90 degrees that day. It could be 20 degrees that day. Like
Right. No, I get it. Yeah.
So if we wanted to plan on like the something is happening out on the roof, we would want to not have it.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Hey, I appreciate you being here, Jonathan. You are getting back to filming some videos. That's awesome. Hey, make sure if you're not following Jonathan, you go and follow him on YouTube. Where's your? Let me. I don't know if you can link your channel, Jonathan, but if anybody in chat here is not let me see if I can find your. Oh yeah, are you filming for your tech channel? Make sure you go follow Jonathan. He is also a YouTuber. That's at least your tech channel, right? Okay. Yes. Everyone go follow him. We appreciate you being here, Jonathan.
Yes, we do.
Appreciate you being here. Go film some YouTube videos. And you're doing a bench. Which graphics cards are you or what graphics card are you benchmarking? I gotta know. I have been eyeing a computer on the marketplace right now that's got a 3090 in it. I currently have a 3070. Oh, cool. You're going like 560. That's awesome. I also just about bought a computer with a 580 in it. I buy way too many computers.
I still run a 2060 Super, so
I honestly think that might be the like best card right now.
2060 Super.
Yeah, I love that. I love that card. Not like best performing, right? Like there's obviously way more powerful cards, but like I think that might be the perfect like card for most people right now. Between like budget and performance.
I mean, I ran Cold War without really noticing at like pretty much max or ultra stuff.
Yeah.
And it was right around 60 to 70 FPS.
Yeah.
That's what unlocked frame rate.
Yeah.
Then I dumbed down settings, and even during the game, my monitor doesn't go up that high, but I can get 200 plus frames.
Yeah.
My monitor just goes to 144. But
holy crap, we have Dennis in the chat. How's it going, Dennis?
What's up, Dennis?
Welcome. We're talking graphics cards. Are you interested? Did you ever get your son a gaming computer, Dennis? Because if not, I actually just listed one on the marketplace that you might be interested in.
Doing business on the live.
But yeah, I think honestly the 2060 it's one of those cards that has enough power for what most people want or need to do. While sorry, I can't focus when we got music on.
My favorite song.
Yeah.
Too. Sorry.
It's got just the perfect amount of power, I feel, and used right now you can get them for like 175, 200. Like, it's definitely doable.
I'm actually on my second one.
Yeah.
My first one I think was faulty from the
yeah.
box. Installed it, and it kept doing. This is during the game. I think it was Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
First, 2019. It was right when COVID kicked off.
Yep.
I got exposed, so I was off for 2 weeks before they came in with all the BS. So I was exposed to it. So I had 2 weeks off. It was between the tax returns and stimulus check, first round of those. So I was paid 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
So
That'll do it.
I went and built a computer,
Yeah.
and I did go viral building that.
Yeah.
Had like a clip that went like almost 600,000 views.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
smoked
awesome.
it. Smoked it live.
Yeah.
So I think that hurt the graphics card.
Oh yeah.
So like after I got everything built and repaired, I started playing on it, and like the graphics card, like would just green out. Like it would just have like green pixels everywhere,
Oh.
and it wouldn't like it would have to restart the whole computer. Then it would go away, and about 2 minutes later it would come back. It only would happen on COD. And I took it back to Best Buy,
Yeah.
and they took it apart with Geek Squad because just bought it from them and some
Yeah.
warranty. I said, "There's no thermal paste on it." They're like, "Yeah, we're going to give you a brand new card."
Yeah. That's yep. For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
I would not be taking that card back.
Yeah, there was no thermal
Jeez.
paste on it.
Yeah. I mean that. Interesting. I mean that either means it's a used card that somebody took apart, or yeah, it was just
bad
manufacturing.
manufacturing,
Just
yeah.
didn't do that.
It wasn't-
Interesting.
I mean, it was. I bought it at card. Actually, where did I buy that card? Yeah, I bought it at Best Buy in Lee Summit. I bought that card before I built the PC, so I bought it at
Okay.
Lee Summit. And actually, no, take that back. This is actually before I built the PC. I was totally running my old one. It was
Yeah.
doing this in. So my streaming PC. So I ended up going. They didn't have that card at Lee Summit. I had to go out to the Metcalf store, and they had one. I put it in, no problem since.
That's good.
So it must have been just a faulty card
Yeah,
because
I'm
I haven't
sure.
had any problems since.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the only real issues I've had, minus it struggling on Modern Warfare 2. It
Yeah.
struggled so much until like 3 or 4 drivers into the game,
Sure.
and then it finally fixed.
Yeah, and that's the hard part with PC gaming is it's all just what's optimized for it and who writes the better game software and
Yeah.
that and you were mentioning just like higher frame rates and stuff. I say it's the 2060 Super is very good for 1080p gaming, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want 1440p, 4K, if you want to run at 144,
You need to get
so you'd probably want something a little bit
And for
bigger
example,
than that.
too,
but-
like at 93, you guys let me borrow that 240 hertz monitor.
oh yeah,
It struggled.
oh yeah,
It hit maybe like 220,
yeah,
and then I switched one setting on it, and it went up to 244.
yeah.
But it there for a while. I was like, why? What's going on here?
I think that's the other thing. It depends on what games you play too,
Yeah.
and what quality you want the game set on.
Yeah.
As long as you're okay running at medium settings or something, right? If you're playing some of those esports games, then it is in a fantastic card.
Like-
If you want to play, the newest AAA single player game on ultra settings 4K, right? Like you're gonna need something more
Like-
than that. But
I guess the Pioneers, when they were there, they were playing on that laptop, and they were getting 240 plus.
yeah,
Easy.
I'm trying to remember. I think those had 3060s in them.
3060s.
I don't remember. Maybe if Nick's still here, he might remember or be able to say. Otherwise,
That was such a hassle. With the
Yeah.
accounts.
oh yeah. I mean that's what happens, right? When you play when all these games now require accounts to play everything, and
I'm worried about the level up arena.
oh yeah,
After don't get me wrong, it was a great event.
Yeah.
Midwest Fest. I had a blast, but
yeah,
all
it's
the
a
account
pain.
issues they had out there.
Yeah.
I'm worried about this Call of Duty LAN coming up because I don't
Yeah.
want my account banned.
Yeah,
So-
oh yeah, right. I would create a new account or something.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, I mean, even if it does get banned, like they
I'm sure
should
it's follow
figure.
the speed.
I mean, they should They should have everything figured out at this point because it's not like too difficult of an issue that they're having. They just seem to keep having it for some reason. But again, the good thing is everything is legitimate, right? It's
Right.
just it's a
whitelist.
it's a call to Activision or whoever.
It also
and
didn't hurt. It
figure
didn't
out.
help too that weekend that they had Midwest Fest was the same weekend as Call of Duty Champs.
Oh yeah, that didn't
So
help
they
any, right?
weren't gonna pay attention to us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they had the biggest tournament of the year that same weekend.
Yeah.
So it happens. Thank
Yeah.
God. I mean, honestly, thank God we had Snipe Down and
Yeah,
them
right?
there to help with EA, or Apex would have struggled too.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of
absolutely.
Apex, that 10-year-old, you
Oh
see
my
him?
gosh, I did. Yeah.
Oh my
That's so crazy.
God!
That's so cool.
I thought
I
I
love
was
stuff like that.
good. No, no.
It's one of those weird like feelings where you're just
10
better than everybody for some reason.
Yeah.
This bodes well.
Yeah.
Oh man. Good. See, I'm pretty sure I asked you about Twitter and Threads, and somehow we're talking about GPUs and lands again. All right. Oh, that's right. Jonathan was going to go benchmark his GPU. That's right. That's
Yep.
right. That's how we got back there. Whoops. What did I just do?
Thank you.
I don't know what I did. All right. Cool. Oh man. Any last words on Twitter?
I'm good on Twitter. I spoke enough on it.
Right.
Go follow it if you don't haven't already. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to follow either Fast or I on Twitter, or at least me on Threads, or anything like that, you can find all of that information below, down in the description. Both of our information is all down there. All right. Otherwise, we haven't talked about iRacing yet.
We haven't.
I feel like we should do that a little bit at least.
Okay. I'm down.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you can probably give a much better overview of like iRacing, in case anybody is not aware of what it is.
So, iRacing is a motorsport simulation game. There's no free roaming on it. It's straight racing. Hence iRacing. It's a ultra competitive, like taken seriously type
Yeah.
of software. I wouldn't. They get really mad when you call it a game.
Yeah.
But it's honestly to God, it's not a game. It's
Yeah,
a simulator.
simulation. Yeah. for sure.
Same thing like with what other? There's a couple other ones out there.
It's like
Mill Sims. You can't call Mill Sims games. They're
right.
simulators.
Yeah, it's like comparing like Microsoft Flight Simulator to
exactly.
like Ace Combat or something.
Exactly.
Like,
it's like yeah, exactly. So it's people that do iRacing take it seriously. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
there's guys that make a living off of it.
Sure.
People usually get cockpits and steering
yeah.
wheels, pedals. Very rarely, you can tell when someone's doing a controller.
Speaking of, I was going to show
That's
this.
my rig right there. So
Come on, Facebook.
so
Don't do
basically,
me like this.
I'll give you guys an overview of it once he gets it pulled up and what I have and what
Yeah, I went.
I mean on it. So basically what you're seeing there is I'm racing on League Racing. That's Iowa or something. Yeah, that's Iowa. So basically I run triple monitors for my rig. People will either run triple monitors or virtual reality. I've done both.
Yeah.
I prefer triple screens because
Really?
of motion sickness. Because in VR, everything's moving around you, but you're not.
Yeah.
Your body wants to move with everything, and you get very motion sick.
I'd be really, really interested to try this with VR. How hard is that to switch over?
It's really not, as
Okay.
long as you have another display port available.
Okay.
Because what I do is I have my middle monitors on display port and then I have a converter, like a HDMI to DVI for one of the other monitors, and then a USB-C for one of them. And then,
I would love to try that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I have to work around my setup, but I'd be more than happy to set up a VR for. I don't have a VR headset.
I have,
anymore.
I have.
Okay,
I have a couple.
This is the wired one. Is it a wired?
I have one of each. Yeah.
Okay, it probably would work better with a wired.
Sure.
And
if you're just sitting and not moving, it probably wouldn't make it too much of a difference.
It really not, but you probably will get motion sick.
Yeah. Well, so that's interesting because the only time that I've got motion sick wearing the headset was when it's a game where I'm supposed to be walking around, but I'm just using the controllers. Like if you were to play like a first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
But I feel like any time that I just like sit down or I'm supposed to be stationary, then I don't have a problem with it. So I don't know. Like I said, I've never tried like a racing game. I'd be really interested to see how that, if I got sick from that or not.
I think you will because, well, for me, what did it for me was it wasn't the fact of me sitting in the wheel and moving the wheel. It was everything moving. Like my peripherals were full. Because in other games, like the front is just there.
Yeah.
But in iRacing, the car is wrapped around you.
Yeah.
So you looking left and right, and it's the windows to the car.
Yeah.
So
I always assumed it was just my brain saying like, your feet are supposed to be moving, you're walking, but I wasn't walking. I figured if it was in the car, like my brain would say, "Oh, you're in a car. Like it's fine that stuff's moving around you."
It's also because your body's expecting to move. Like you're expecting. So, for example, say you're at Kansas Speedway, right?
Yeah.
When you go into turn one, you're expecting to feel the lean of the car, but you don't feel it.
I could see that.
So and then the car's going around a corner, but you're sitting straight.
Okay.
So
I could see that now. Actually,
that's where it's
sense.
coming from. So people that spend $100,000 on their rigs and have motion on it,
that makes
and
sense.
they have a VR headset, they never get sick because
the
rig is moving with them. So with that one, with triple screens, sense. I don't get sick because everything around me is staying still. Yeah. And just the screens, and it's what I see all the time. So it's normal for me. Yeah. But going back to the rig itself.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I have 24-inch monitors, triples. Then my rig is a GTR. I got it at Micro Center. Everything here I got at Micro Center, by the way, except the pedals. Pedals I got from someone in Colorado. That was one good old racing buddies. Moza R9 wheelbase, not $30 wheel from Amazon. For the NASCAR style. Then I have like an actual F1 wheel. Pedals are Fanatec V3s. The fantastic pedals. They're a little more intermediate ranked. And a Thrustmaster gear shift. And that's a whole upgraded setup. I just started out with everything Logitech.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great. I just haven't raced a whole lot. But yeah, iRacing has everything, man. It has everything from NASCAR to Formula One. It has dirt racing to Australian supercars, hill climbs. It's been any 4-wheel automobiles on that service as a race car. That's pretty much. There's no motorcycles or anything like that. So there's go-karts. Motorcycles. I don't think motorcycles wouldn't really work.
No, it wouldn't work with that like rig. But what would that look like? Would you just have to get one of those like arcade setups?
Probably.
I would get something like that if it was a simulation with that.
I think I would too.
That'd be super
I think I would
cool.
too. I mean, it's like the flight simulators with the joystick. And
yeah, but see, I'd want to take my feet off the ground.
Speaking of motion sick.
Yeah. I would need it to be, instead of just like having my feet on the ground, I would need it to where I could lean and it like holds me up.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, it's gonna need some rebounds because if I'm riding in real life and doing that rig at game night at the K. Yeah. It was just I can feel the spring in that loading back up the center, which that's what you'll need because those bikes in real life you go around a corner, it wants to stand up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't want to lay over.
Yeah.
Those, if you just stay over and over, it'll stay over. So
Yeah.
you gotta, really work yourself back up.
Yeah.
So I think motorcycle sims will work. They just need to have a rebound factor to
Yeah,
them.
you just need a much fuller setup for it to
Yeah.
feel even close to real.
Or you can use your real bike. Some people, there's a guy that I used to race with that had a full half chassis from a dirt late model.
Okay.
And he put like a big widescreen TV
Yeah.
in the windshield, and then 2 smaller TVs on the side windows.
Yeah.
And got it synced up, and had it like the wheel and everything inside the chassis and
Yeah.
everything, and it was
That's cool.
unbelievable. He got it for free and everything.
Yeah.
That was unreal.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I also use a Stream Deck for a button box. I forgot about that. So
That's cool. Dude, Stream Decks are so...
if you
That makes sense.
if you're an
That's cool.
iRacer and you don't use a Stream Deck,
Right.
you're losing out because
Yeah,
there's
you're
no
missing.
reason. Especially if you have one just laying around and you're a sim racer, turn
Right.
on your Stream Deck and set it up because
Yeah.
you don't. There's no reason you should be spending $300-$400 on button boxes when you have a perfect Stream Deck that does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Awesome. But yeah, so that is this is actually a picture from the LAN, the Casey Game On 93 LAN. So Fast and another gentleman, I don't even know his name.
I don't remember either.
Um,
He was cool though. He was actually I think he was a
it's-
pro racer at one point, an actual real
Yeah.
life racer at one point.
oh, really?
Yeah.
His name.
He was blistering fast on the sim too.
Yeah. His name is right there. I don't know, but
I know what he looks
Uh,
like.
Yeah, right. So they brought their rigs into the LAN. Anybody could try them out, play them. So that was there. That was awesome. But that's something we're talking about for the next LAN. We'll try to figure out if there's enough interest. I'm sure that we can figure out a way to get these rigs back into the LAN. But a lanning. Oh, that must be. Oh, yes, that's
Oh.
the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I know what the A is for now. I don't know if Nick just doesn't want to say that
Yeah.
or what. Yes. Thank you, Nick. Welcome back.
Yeah. I'd be
we
more
have
than,
to start talking good about Casey Game On now that Nick's back.
I'd be more than happy to bring it back. So Nick, I'll have to talk to you about it. I saw some stuff that I wasn't proud of on it, so I just gotta set some more boundaries on it. But I'd be more than happy to bring it over again.
Yeah. No worries. We don't have to.
I
say
have his
full
face,
name.
so
Yeah.
in mind, so I know you're talking about. It was a cool rig. I mean, I think it looks better than mine. It's definitely a lot more money than mine. But mine's also a hybrid
imagine.
rig. It's not a full
Yeah.
stationary rig. Like my monitors, those 3 monitors right there, guys, are on a monitor stand. I raise those up when I'm at home. They're just on a monitor stand. They slide up and down and move them forward. And when I'm done, I raise the monitors up, push them back, move the rig out of the way, put my rug back down, and there
Yeah.
you go. I'm back to normal
And
gaming
that's
again.
it.
Takes me about 3 minutes. I timed it to
Yeah.
get everything down, plugged in.
Oh yeah.
And set
That's
up for
pretty
me to
cool.
race. Takes 3 minutes to get set up and torn down.
Yeah.
So
It took me longer to get this stream ready.
I've done it so many times now.
Yeah.
Like it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've done this enough. This is stream number 19 that I've done from down here.
I've probably quadrupled that number.
Yeah. But 19 should be enough, right? Like
Right?
I should have this figured out by now. But you saw me before we
Yeah.
started. I'm like, I don't know what this phone's doing. I don't know how to. Whoops. See, and then I do that. All right. Oh, whatever. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Jeez, Louise. It's one of those nights, one of those days, one of those weeks.
Yeah, one of those weeks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
it was. Yes, it was.
I'm excited. I don't want to talk like too much about my new job, but I'm excited because Monday starts a whole lot of brand new stuff. We finally are bringing in clients and different creators to work with. So
That's good.
I'm super excited about that. But again, this last week was crazy, just trying to get all the finishing touches on everything and just trying to get everything ready. So
That's good.
yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, so let's see what else. Casey Game On
Yep.
94 is happening. So actually, now that I think about it, that was just announced last week on the 1st, a week ago.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. I'm excited because so 93 being the first one at this location and being so, I feel, different from some of the other events that we've done. We were all like a little bit nervous about
Right.
how it was going to work and how things there was a lot that we just didn't know, right?
Right.
Until we got there, until we did it, and it all happened. And now we have the first event out of the way, and the second one is going to be just so much better. And I hope everybody knows that type of thing. So there was, tons of people complained about, the sun coming in from the
That was bad.
gigantic windows.
Yes.
My
Back was to those windows.
Yeah.
I was in the VIP 2
Yeah.
room upstairs by the theater.
Yeah.
And in the morning, morning and midday was atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
even if I couldn't, Fortnite's a bright,
Oh, yeah,
extravagant
right?
game. I couldn't see
You
Fortnite.
see it? Jeez.
It was like one of those things where like I was telling people in my room, I'm like, does anyone have blankets or duct tape or
Yeah.
do I need to run to Home
So-
Depot up the street?
So now we know stuff like that. That wasn't even it wasn't even a thought. So
Yeah.
before. So now like we know stuff like that so we can plan for it. So hopefully all of those like minor annoyances are just they're no longer a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we don't have to worry about it.
Other than that, I
So.
mean, there was really no other issues. I mean, at the event, besides something the internet slowing down.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, there was no problems loading into lobbies,
Yeah.
playing on Call of Duty with people in my room. There was no people no problems loading into ranked
Yeah.
play. Like, there was no really internet issues.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Jason knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's done this for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's even it's so funny just watching him like perfect it every event, because we were talking about all these different things. So he's got a bunch of like the games cached on servers that he brings to the event. So even if people don't update or install games like before they get to the LAN, he's got everything on site so that if you need to go and like update Call of Duty, it pulls it from a server on site instead of using internet bandwidth.
That's cool.
So yeah, so it makes the experience so much better for
Yeah.
everybody. One, it's super quick for you to update Call of Duty.
Right.
Oh, that 10 gigs went like super quick.
Yeah.
But it also just saves the experience for everybody else.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of. So we discovered what happened when I know the internet issues that you're talking about was a lot of the laptops. the laptops that we got didn't have games installed at all. So all of a sudden,
I remember that.
10 laptops were all
Downloading
installing a bunch of games at the
Yeah.
same time.
I remember at the same time, I was trying to get iRacing
Yeah.
up and running, and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, so as good as Jason has this setup going, like
Yeah.
he was not prepared for that many computers to be installing that many games at the same time. Like installing games from scratch, right?
Right.
Like and especially when they're like 100 gig games.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, here's the 1 gig update that you missed.
Yeah.
It's
no full install.
yeah, here. Oh, you want 300 gig games? Like, oh, and we're gonna do it 10 times. Like, oh, okay.
It was out that lane too that I figured out you can't just download multiplayer for COD. You have to download the entire game to play it.
Really?
Yeah. Because we tried to play that during the tournament.
For the like Modern Warfare
Yeah.
multiplayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried to play that, downloading it on a laptop so they can play it
Yeah.
upstairs, and it didn't work. until we had to go downstairs download the whole game for it to work.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. That's why we didn't finish till
Yeah.
8:45.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
So again, hopefully we're figuring stuff out. And that, I think the good thing is now we've got a lot of those really small logistical things figured out. So going into this next event, we don't have to focus on those small logistical things this time because we've got them figured out. We've got them written down. We have all those things figured out. We know how many signs we need to print. We know how many people we need for locations. We know, where cables need to be run. We have all of those cables already pre-packaged and ready to go at this point, right?
Yeah.
So now we're a lot more focused on figuring out the events that are going to happen and getting more people to the event and talking to more sponsors and this and that. So if you want to sponsor Casey Game On, let me know. But we've got so the good thing is we're all ready, even though we're farther out than when we announced Casey Game On 93. We're already just miles ahead of where we were. So I'm excited. This one is going to be the actual good one, like not that 93 wasn't good. It had its issues for sure, right? But like
my VIP room was lit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. We were all, I think the young kid in our room ended up leaving around 9, 10 at night.
Yeah.
And the adult beverages started being passed around.
Well, you're not supposed to tell anybody about that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's actually it's a real. The good thing is nobody's watching this, so it's not a big deal. But it's a really interesting dynamic that we had. I feel bad. Nick's watching and he's like, Devin, stop telling all of our secrets here. It was a really interesting dynamic. There's nothing wrong with the alcohol, but we weren't like actively telling
promoting
people.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a room
We
thing.
weren't like, let's go, guys.
Yeah,
but,
no. Let's make this clear real quick. It was not a brought to you by Casey Game On thing. It was a people in our room brought it by themselves.
And it was 100% legal.
Yes, we were all 21 plus. I think no one in our room was under 22.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had like 3 or 4 members and stuff like that. So, I mean, it wasn't. We were all above age. It was all.
It is
consensual.
going to be interesting though. Again, I don't. With Nick watching, I don't know how much he wants me to be saying, but I don't know if we're gonna have the VIP rooms this time around.
Boo.
Well, okay, so we've got some. I don't keep talking like I can just spill all of our secrets. We're still doing the VIP program. And again, nothing is finalized. We haven't finalized anything, right? But like we're just brainstorming different things. Well, and part of it is that we got some feedback, and I just think so. One of the biggest feedback points was everything felt so separated, which it was. And to be honest, I don't know how we get away from that. Because I mean, we're going to use the theater, we're going to use some of those other rooms, right? But how do you get it feel not so separated?
I think there was a couple of rooms just next to VIP 2 that were hardly used. Like I think the retro gaming room was. I maybe saw one
a couple
person
people in there at any.
And that's usually when most people slept.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of that room and the room the VIP 2 room was in would probably be great.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
If you want to keep the VIPs together,
Yeah.
they be separate rooms, but together.
Well, so then we also heard, some people wanted like a VIP ticket. They wanted a VIP experience,
but they want to be downstairs.
But they want, exactly.
And that's fine. They can stay downstairs.
Yeah.
I would, to be honest with you, for me, I would rather have, 6, 7 people in a room together than have a gym full of people. 'Cause I'll be honest with you, so many people need a shower. I'll be honest.
Absolutely.
I walked down there a couple
arguing
times
with
during
that.
the middle of the day on Saturday and turned around and walked out of that room.
Actually, Nick, this might be a good idea. Maybe we sell a like ridiculously exclusive VIP room, but sell it as like a party room. So it's sold like as the room maybe. Let's
21 plus, please.
Make a note on that.
Make it 21 plus.
Yeah. Like ultra VIP room? Okay. Sidebar done.
Big brain.
But yeah, so I think we're going to try to make the VIP perks apply to wherever you want to sit, right?
Okay.
Whether it be in a separate room, whether it be on the floor, like you're still going to get VIP perks and you're going to feel like you are getting that VIP experience, whether you are, you know, on the floor playing with your friends, playing in the middle of a couple hundred people, or whether you're in a separate room, like
Right.
whatever. We don't want the separate room to be one of the VIP perks because some people don't see it as a perk. Like it sounds like you appreciated being in a separate room,
Yes.
right? But we don't want that to be the VIP part of it. We want that to be, you just want to be in a different room, right? So you have the option to go to a different room. Same as the VIPs have
Would
an
that
option
be
to go.
the same thing for GA people? Have that been being separate room? Is
Well,
that
I don't
part
know.
of the
It
VIP
depends. It depends on how we do this. I don't know. It's a good thought.
Maybe if y'all want the dungeon. I mean, as long as it has internet, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I think I appreciate that that insight because I don't know. It makes sense, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny because we all have such different like opinions on things.
See, I'm not people that's a big crowd person either.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people that I'd rather have, like, for example, after Level Up, we all went to Mosaic at the Power
Yeah.
and Light. And my anxiety was super high. I don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
lunch people, and they're all in there shoulder to shoulder. There's
Yep.
After all, I mean, late of the night drinks started flowing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was better. But that night that we had at Casey Game On was perfect because there was 6-7 people.
Yeah.
4 of us are playing COD. The other
Yeah.
4 are messing around playing Cards Against Humanity online.
Oh,
like
really?
it was,
Yeah.
and it was someone's birthday. I forget who it was. The guy
Yeah,
on
it
the
was
very
Brit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was his birthday, and we all had a birthday celebration
Yeah.
in the room. It was just us,
Yeah,
7-8
right.
people,
Yep.
and honestly, it felt like we came as strangers and left as all friends
Yeah.
because we were all
That's awesome.
communicating and talking with each other. But
Yeah.
thing is, if you delete that,
Yeah.
and you move it out to the Gen Pop, I walked through the general population, the general
Yeah.
admission area, right?
Yeah.
The bottom gym. I maybe saw 2 or 3 people playing the same game at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like, while we're in the VIP rooms, 4 of us are playing one game, 4 of them playing the other. Or
Yeah.
there's games that all 8 of us play together.
Well, and I think too that is a little bit on us to organize things too.
but you would think they'd organize itself because
You would think, yeah.
they're all
a bunch
meeting
of
new people.
awkward nerds that play games.
Right.
You know. Yeah, so I mean, and again, that's another thing that we want to do better on is figuring out those community games, figuring out things for people to do to get together and have fun. I think too the other big thing that I really want to try to be able to do is utilize that theater even more, even
Right.
better than we did. I think we did honestly a pretty good job utilizing it for the amount of time we had to prepare for it, kind of thing.
And honestly, if you're gonna use the gym for that, move the rigs out of there.
Yes.
Move it to
And-
a
well,
side room or something.
And again, yeah, depending on exactly what goes on, yeah, I think honestly they would have been better off. Again, there's so many things
Right.
going on
Yeah.
that it's hard to, because we want people to see those things, right? But we also, I don't know. My goal would be if we had that theater as like a theater the whole time, whether it's watching people play games, having panels, like we have it's used as an actual theater, right? Like
Right.
that would be my goal. But
No, I 100% agree with that. Like move the. Honestly, I think I would probably put the laptops and stuff downstairs to everybody else.
Yeah.
And then move the rigs in a separate room and
Yeah.
leave the theater as you want. Movies,
Exactly, right.
panels,
Yeah.
streams, the whole 9 yards. You have
Yeah.
like I'm sure you guys did it. I wasn't really looking, but doing like an overhead cam of like everyone down in the gym area playing.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had a big camera. We had the stream going the whole time. But we switched it out. Anytime there was like finals for a tournament, we swapped that out and we're streaming the finals and stuff. But it was a good time. And I'm just super excited that Nick has big plans all the time. He's got nice big plans rolling around in his head. But either way, I'm confident that 94 is going to be a better LAN than 93. So I'm excited about it.
I'm looking forward to 94. I'm looking forward to that a lot. I had a don't get me wrong. My criticisms are just me talking. I had a great time at
and
93.
And I think that's the thing is like, hopefully if people had either a bad time, a not so great time, or if they had different experiences that were negative, like we want to know that stuff,
right?
Because we're not gonna stop doing this. Like we want to make the next one better. So like, so hearing this stuff from different people and finding out different things, like we need that. We want that,
right? So
that we can make the next one better. Like we're not just gonna be, oh, you had a bad experience. Okay, well we might as well just stop then. Like we're not gonna do that. And that's the other. We don't want to just have the same event over and over again if it's not great, right? Like we want to have a good event. So yeah.
So I want each one to get better and better.
Yeah, so exactly. So,
but yeah.
So Casey Game On, I don't think anybody is in here besides Nick, but if you are, we're talking about. Oh my gosh, I typed it wrong.
It still registered as a link though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
We run Casey Game On just runs a LAN here in Kansas City. 2 other lurkers. If anybody is in the Kansas City area or wants to travel to a LAN, check it out. We just announced. Let me go by that. October 27th and 28th. We're going to be hosting a nice big LAN party. And one of these times, I'm going to record an actual video at this LAN party. As soon as Nick lets me stop talking to people and stop working, I'm gonna record a video.
I have to say, you guys worked your asses off that event, and I do give you guys a bunch of credit.
I think
and props to whose father-in-law was it? Nick's father-in-law.
Yes,
that food was delicious.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. Which, unfortunately, we won't be getting exactly that.
Hey, I don't. As long as it's food.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Well,
I'll be honest with you. Too is I was under the impression that we would get food Friday night as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat beforehand. So luckily, Nick, thank you for letting me do this. But I ordered food and he let me get it.
Yeah.
After lock in.
Okay.
But
yeah.
But yeah, I was.
Which
I find we were getting food and I was like, I haven't ate yet. And downstairs was already pretty much deleted. So it was like there was no food downstairs either. I was like, I have to order something.
Okay, well, you've already touched on 2 other topics that are hopefully going to be changing for the next event as well. So again, I don't want to tell any secrets that Nick doesn't want me to tell at this point. But again, hopefully that whole experience is no longer a thing. So again, that's it. Okay.
Sorry to bring it up.
we're it's so funny because we're in such early planning stages. Literally nothing is locked in yet, except for the venue is locked in. We did sign a contract. That's why we announced the event. So we are going back to PlexPod, but other than that, I don't think anything else has been locked in yet. We've just been talking about so many different things, and definitely there's so many things like that we've talked about, that we want to change, that we're planning on making different and making better and more, just giving people more options of things to do and all of that stuff. So hopefully it's, again, a much better, much smoother event.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, I'm excited. So
Yeah.
all right, let's see. I mean, the only thing that's left on my list of bullet points that we didn't talk about was phones. I don't know if that is important to you or not.
I mean, we can talk the difference between Android and iPhones. I've had both. What I like difference in
Trying to get my sponsor deck up this weekend. If you know someone that wants to support, let me know. Yes. Looking for sponsors. If anybody wants to get in front of a bunch of gamers in Kansas City, let's talk. Yeah. I was gonna say, let's see. So last week we talked a bunch of Pixel Fold stuff because that was just announced, and all the reviews had just started coming out about that. I'm really torn. So funny story. Like I said, I was saying just to you earlier. I just got my wife to set up the Pixel 7 to use.
Yeah.
She's been on an iPhone for like the last 10 years.
Culture shock for her, huh?
Yeah. So she's in the midst of learning that right now, which is gonna be I'm sure just a fun week ahead of me. But it's one of those where she has an iPhone 12, or she had an iPhone 12. But the battery is getting just where today, literally, it was almost dead by like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And not like excessive use or anything. It was just fairly normal. She was definitely using it, right? But it was, I would say, something I would consider normal use. We were out at the zoo. We went to the zoo this morning. So for the most part, she had it put away because we were walking around the zoo. Yeah, take it out and take pictures, but it's not like she was scrolling TikTok while we were walking around the zoo, right?
Right.
So I don't know. Again, yeah, she had the camera out every once in a while, but it wasn't like screen was on the entire time we were out there, but it was still dead by like 1:30.
Yeah.
So
After I've had both Android and iPhones.
Yeah.
I've had plethora of Androids. But on the first iPhone, I can tell you right now, the first chance I have to go back to Android, I'm going back.
yeah.
I'm having the same problem with the battery. I've had mine for a
Really?
year.
Which one do you have?
13.
Okay.
iPhone 13. This is the standard
Sure.
edition.
Mhm.
And I'll charge it up. You know, I'll be at work. You know, I'll be listening to music or having an earbud in or stuff like that.
Which should be fine.
Yeah. And I'll be by 4 o'clock. It wants to be on a charger. It's already 20% or you know. And of course, the more I use it, the slower the day is. The more I use it, the faster it goes. But when I first got it, the phone would last, a day and a half without a charge. And now it won't even last 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I definitely can see iPhones have always been notoriously bad with batteries. 'Cause I remember in high school, people would ask, do you have a charger? Do you have a charger? And they're all Apples. Like never once has an Android ever asked for a charger unless you forgot to charge the phone.
Well, and I mean, it's obviously one of those things where batteries at this point are consumable, like, pieces of technology. Like, the battery is going to go bad in every single phone. Like, it's going to go bad. But it's just interesting sometimes how quick some of them go.
Yeah.
Hello, Brittany. Welcome
up,
to
Brittany?
the stream. Are you rating me with the like hundreds of people that you had in your stream yesterday? I apologize for not being present in your stream. I was lurking the whole time. But No raids. Come on. You can't send all those people over from Twitch over here. Either way, I appreciate you being here.
Yes. It's good to see you, Brittany.
Man, I wish you could raid in YouTube. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Although there's no like good way to see who's live on YouTube.
There's discoverability. We can talk about the Twitch, Kick, YouTube debacle right now.
I could talk about that. Holy crap. Sorry, I just went into my who I'm subscribed. I went to my subscriptions on YouTube because the people who you're following, who you're subscribed to on YouTube, when they do go live, they show up at the top of your subscriptions page.
Okay.
But not people that you're not subscribed to, right? But I just saw one of the guys that I've followed forever on Twitch is all of a sudden live on YouTube, and I've never seen that before. So that's exciting. Sorry. Nick's got to get the little guy to sleep. Yes. What are you doing? It's 9:30, Nick. Get those kids to bed. Yeah, dude, I could talk about YouTube and Twitch and Kick and Mixer and all those all day.
Yeah. Yeah, let me talk about my transition over, I
Yeah.
guess, too. I'll be honest with you, I pretty much started over from scratch.
Yeah.
I had, like I said, back in COVID, I had that viral clip.
Yeah.
Smoking my PC live while building it. Got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of followers during
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah. But I didn't ride the wave.
Yeah.
I got handed a plate, and I dropped the plate,
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You have to be ready for that
Yeah.
stuff.
And that's one of the biggest regrets I have
Yeah.
with streaming is I didn't ride the wave, you
Yeah.
know. That day, I think it started with, so I smoked the PC. My buddy posted it on the Twitch Fails Reddit page.
Oh, yeah.
And it went viral.
Nice.
Clips after clips, views and views. I got the PC from all the parts from Micro Center. So I went to a Micro Center, got the PC looked at, it booted right up. Just the only thing that wasn't working was the case LED lights. I was like, all right, that's fine.
Okay.
Whatever, cool. Then I went back home and put everything back together that I had in there, and he showed me where to plug in stuff where, and it posted.
Yeah.
And I did that live again.
Nice.
And during that time, I had like 150, 200 viewers.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. I was like, my chat was just blowing up. I've never, and work called. And I was like, that's the first time I was like really debating going in. Because I'm
Yeah.
really, with my work, I'm really good about answering my phone and going
Yeah.
to work extra hours.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't, that's the one time, sorry work if you're watching this, that's the one time where I regret going
Yeah.
into work.
Yeah.
Because that was
You
probably
had
my
a
golden
good stream
ticket.
going?
If I would have
Yeah.
stayed live. And every stream, the next stream after that was about 150, 125. It was
Yeah.
like that for a
That's
while.
awesome.
About a week, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I quit streaming.
Yeah.
I didn't stream for about 4 months. And
happens.
I got back and it was back to zero. I was
Yeah.
like, I should have just rode the wave, man.
Yeah.
But no, that's then I would stream on and off on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'll have like spurts, so I'll stream every day, and then go back to like right now, spurts, not streaming at all.
It's just so hard to manage when you got a full-time job, right? Like,
Especially a job that works you 70 plus hours a week.
yeah, that's
And,
even crazier.
Yeah. And you coming home from working on a roof all day, you just want to lay in the AC and not
Right.
do anything.
Right.
But no, then I was streaming on and off. I was doing real good there for a while on Kick, but no, like I didn't stream hardly ever on Twitch after like 2022.
Yeah.
I got a girlfriend. I didn't stream for a whole year at one point.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend and she didn't like me streaming. She thought it was like weird and
Believe that?
and it was time to probably move on a little bit and start growing up and have more responsibilities around the house and
Yeah.
family and that ended up backfiring obviously. And so I went back to
here
streaming
we are.
stuff like that and I did a little bit and then Kick came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I was streaming on Twitch here off and on, and I was only getting like one viewer, and it was me.
Sure.
So I got on Kick. I saw Nick went on it. I saw it coming up, and I was questioning. I was, kind of questioning it too.
Yeah.
And then I saw one of my other buddies that I work with get on it. His first stream, he had a little bit of a community beforehand, but he got on it, and immediately it was like 15, 20 viewers. To me, that's a lot because
absolutely.
I
That's crazy.
hardly ever get those numbers anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go over there and try it.
Yeah.
And this is right when Kick was kicking off. So
Yeah.
it was like right in the beginning of everyone, the Kick surge.
Yeah.
And I came over, and first couple of streams were okay, 13, 14 people. I was happy.
That's crazy.
10 of them weren't chatting, but, I think that's one thing Kick has right now that sucks is you might have 10 viewers, but are they real? Because they're not
Yeah.
chatting,
Yeah.
So, like, my first couple streams were great. I had no issues. But then the issue started to arrive of, okay, well, I have 13, 14 viewers, but no chatters. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? So it feels like, you have 14 viewers, you're chatting to yourself. It's like,
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
yeah. And then,
I've seen a few streams like that.
yeah.
on Kick, right?
I'm like, I haven't view bought it myself, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I just came over with 0 community
Yeah.
again, and I like maybe 1 subscriber on Twitch. Came over on Kick and kicked ass for a while. I mean, I was doing really, really, really well, and then the summer hit with
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But I do plan on coming back streaming here. I'm doing this Kansas City Pioneers Cold War LAN tournament.
Nice. Yep.
They're doing in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna be probably streaming scrims and stuff like that coming up. So, yeah, I look forward to getting back on the stream grind. And once summer calms down, I'll be able to get back on it. It's just
Oh yeah.
summer right now is just, especially with me being still an apprentice. We're required to work, so it's once work calls, we have to.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. This new job I just started is the first job in literally since I started that job December of 2014. So I've been on call, had like a work phone since then. So
2 phones.
yeah, so 9 years. Yeah, so I officially don't have one anymore. My pocket is so small.
You feel weird without 2
it's
phones.
so weird.
Like, if I don't have both my phones,
Yeah.
I just like anxiety just goes
Yep.
through the roof. I'm like, where is, especially the work phone, because I
Oh, yeah.
hate missing calls from guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where is it? Like,
Yeah.
where? Like, if it's in the bag, I know it's in the bag. Like, I know it's in
Sure.
there.
Yeah.
But if I'm walking around the house, and it's not on me.
Yeah.
I guess like, okay, where is it?
Yep.
This phone, I can leave it anywhere and not really care.
Yeah.
But the work phone, it's like a whole other
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. So this is the first time that I'm not on call in almost 10 years, and I'm like, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like
What did you do before?
lots of tech support.
Okay, tech support.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Lots
I
of tech
have
support.
25 more years of being on call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup.
We get off the sheet at 50. Yeah.
I mean,
And we
it
retire at
happens.
65.
Yeah. I mean, if I would have kept on that, path, I would have been on call the rest of my life. I mean, even all the executives, even if I would have got promoted to some super executive position, they're still just more on call probably than all the technicians are, right?
Yeah, I don't mind being on call.
Yeah.
I the last weekend I was on call was like middle of June, I think.
Yeah.
And beginning of June, first weekend of June, I think. And then I worked almost 40 plus hours in 3 days.
Yeah.
Because, we were, of course,
Yeah.
there's a Walmart that we had to kind of take care of. One of us had to be down there at all times, so we
That'll do it.
timed it, we
Sure.
billed for it. But yeah, it was being on call, it has its perks. The paychecks are nice that week.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Right.
other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
there's really no other. You get to learn more, I guess,
Yeah.
if you're an apprentice. But other than
For
that,
sure.
there's really no else for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, well, and you just have to know, like, it's part of the job, right? Like, I worked IT, and I just knew that, there's every time I applied for or got a new job, they were like, oh, there's gonna be some on call. You're gonna get called every once. I'm like, yeah, that's what we do,
Yeah.
right? Like, servers go down at random times during the night. Like, you have to take care of it. That's just
Yeah, I
what
would-
it is, right?
It'd be weird now if I wasn't on call.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be weird.
Yeah.
Having jobs that I'm not on
Yeah.
call would be like, I have so much free time.
Yep.
I don't know
Feels-
what to do.
It feels really weird.
Yeah, and it's not, my on call is not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's like every 8 weeks for a weekend, and
Oh,
like
gosh.
scheduled days through the week.
That's
you get
gotta
3-month
be
schedule.
so nice. Every on call I did was just you're on call. You're just always.
Yeah,
So especially when I worked over at the big Kansas City based company that everybody knows that I'm not supposed to say the name of on the stream.
start with the C.
Yes.
Okay.
When I worked for them, it was just like I was the one person, right? Like
Yeah.
if I got called, like I'm the one person to fix it, and if I don't answer the phone, it goes to my manager, and then it goes to the executive over my manager, and like,
Yeah.
and then I'm getting in trouble.
Yeah,
But and then at the last job, it was more like I was always on call, but there was a couple of us, and okay, well this week you're at the top of the list. Like you get called first, and then if they don't answer, you get called, then you get called. So
Right.
then next week, we rotate, and then the next week we rotate again, and then the next week you're the first on the
Yeah.
call. So I was always technically on call, but not always like first on the list.
yeah.
But,
We have 3 guys on weekends, sometimes 4.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have 4, but now it's all 3. You have a lead. There's 3 guys. Usually, if you're lead on Friday, you're third on Sunday,
Yeah.
backup on Sunday, and it's just the circle, Then weekdays, we have a lead and a backup. Either like you're on call either once a week or on a weekend.
yeah.
But I mean, the on call's not horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 8 weeks is a long time between weekends.
And I also feel like
It's 2 months.
yeah, it's it being on call too is at least again, I'm probably not in your experience, but like at least in my experience, the only time that I was on call for something, right, was for like projects that I'm working on.
Oh yeah.
And for the most part, if I ever got called, it was probably because of something I was doing, right?
Yeah.
So the good thing is it was my issue. It was my issue to fix, right? But it was also like it's stuff that if I would have just done that right the first time, I probably wouldn't have got called. But
Right.
no, I mean obviously things go wrong. It's not always
Yeah.
whoever's fault,
Ours
but
is like if
I'm sure yours is completely different than tech support.
Oh yeah. I mean, we
stuff.
deal with refrigeration, so
Yeah.
like your supermarkets, your grocery
Right.
stores. Your
Mine's also
Walmarts.
probably a lot easier because whenever tech
You're
support,
not
I
dealing
was on
with
call.
deadly pressures.
Well, so it was interesting working at that one company that we were talking about because being a healthcare IT company, it literally, I mean, as dramatic as that sounds, like this is a life or death issue. Like all of
Yeah.
a sudden, if a bunch of servers for a hospital goes down and they're working off of paper, all of a sudden, like it theoretically could be like life or death. But
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really think about that, but also my on-call was probably a lot easier because for the most part, I roll out of bed and walk down to the office in my underwear. I'm like trying to
Yeah.
fix an issue from my computer really quick where you
Yeah.
actually have to go on site.
Yeah, we'll have to get out of bed, put our work clothes on,
Yeah.
go to the van, go drive wherever
Drive
locations
somewhere.
is. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it can be anywhere from fan being out to
Yeah.
whole refrigeration racks being dead,
Yeah.
shorted out, or knock on wood that doesn't happen, but
Right.
it can be a whole variety of things for us.
Yeah.
It's very rarely is it just one simple fix.
Oh, yeah.
So Usually, it's one thing will cause another to cause another to cause another. So
Yeah.
you gotta. Oh. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's pays good, but
Yeah.
on call is okay.
Hey, that's the important part, right?
Not as many games.
As
Upgrade my
long
setup. So.
as long as the pay is good.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just jobs at the end of the day.
I need time off. I need to go on vacation.
That's good. That's good. Cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about on the stream while we're here?
Trying to think.
We have officially gone through everything that was on my list, and we don't have any outstanding questions from chat at this point in time. If you have any questions for Fast while he's still here about iRacing, about streaming, about
Anything.
being on call, this is the time. Otherwise, again, if you do have any questions for him in the future, if you're watching this as it's recorded, again, I just posted his link tree in chat there. It is down in the description. You can find all of his social media there. Feel free to ask him anything. I'm not going to guarantee he's going to answer, but you feel free to ask him anything.
If I don't answer, especially if you do it on Twitter, if I don't have it, if we're not following each other, just at me and I'll get you looked at. The other form messaging where people you may know section doesn't always alert me.
Right.
So just if you text me and don't respond, just at me and I'll get back to you.
Cool.
So, and also if you guys need help with setting up OBS or any questions on that, I'm pretty good with setting up streams. I had to set up my buddies and a couple other people's streams.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I will be probably live sometime here next week or so, loading up for this
Cool.
Pioneers event. So
Awesome.
don't know what day yet, but we'll get there.
All right. Yeah, we'll definitely let us know, and we will post it out. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for
being
having
here
me.
for the stream.
It was a blast.
This is the Devin Does Tech live stream from the pub. We've been doing them on Saturdays recently, and we're probably going to keep that trend going forward. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Everybody, Nick, Brittany, Clout, Jonathan. We had a good conversation tonight, and like I said, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast, and love to do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Looking forward to doing it again. All right. Well, hopefully everybody has a good night, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, guys.